So I want to share off my Transformers collection. Technically, this is not all of my Transformers, but these are all my main Transformers I'll be having on shelving. Uh, the ones that won't, I'm the ones I don't have out are like my older Transformers, but maybe I might pop them somewhere when I get the shelving all here. So I'm gonna show off my uh, my collection. So this is the movie one lineup, right? So you got Blackout, Barricade, Clunker Bumblebee, Starscream, Megatron, Bone Crusher's right there, and Brawl. These are all the Decepticons in the film. Oh yeah, and there's Scorponok. The five main Autobots: Prime, Ironhide, Bumblebee, Ratchet, Jazz. Right? My World War II Bumblebee and Hot Rod. They're only there because my Age of Extinction and Last Night display has run out of space. So yeah. So this is the movie 2 stuff right here. So uh okay, so where to start? Uh this one, that one, Long Haul, Scrapper, Mixmaster, Rampage, uh, Skipjack, Scavenger, Overload. They combine into Devastator. The reason those guys are over there only because, again, I don't have enough display in this section. But I've got Grindel, which is basically a repaint, reuse, and of course, reusage model of Blackout here. Um, it was debatable whether this guy was supposed to be Blackout reincarnated and then like renamed to Grindel. I mean, he's got like the rust and everything. This guy does not have that, so he might be reincarnated of Blackout, but that's still debatable. So I got my Megatron. So basically, that's your forest display. There's Sam there, right there. Sam right there. So Prime is fighting Megatron, Screamer, and Grindel. There's my Soundwave. Here is this is kind of like the Shanghai fight here. You got the three female Autobots fighting against Sideways, which is this guy, and you got Sideswipe right there. Yeah, it's funny. Sideswipe, Sideways. Yeah, there's Bumblebee fighting Rampage. This is mainly the Battle of Egypt, like the Battle of Egypt. Um, So battle damage Megatron, the Fallen, Jetfire. They're gonna be re-releasing the movie one Prime with a bit of battle damage, with the Jetfire. They're gonna re-release with the Jolt and Ratchet. I'm gonna get that 4-pack. I'm probably gonna put the Jolt in the car mode because I've already got this one for display. Because Jolt was barely in the movie at all, so yeah. Um, but I definitely need a Ratchet for my movie 2 lot. I definitely want another Ironhide. I don't know if I'll get it. I think I may just grab another movie 1 Ironhide and just pop him into my movie 2, and that means I have all the Autobots. The only ones that are missing is Mudflap and Skids in the ice cream truck mode, and their regular separate green and red vehicle modes, which we're probably either not going to be getting them for a while, or we're never going to get them at all. So here's all my Dark of the Moon display. The only Autobot that's missing here would be the Ironhide, except it would be the Ironhide with the ion cannons, the ion weapon that Q makes them, and Q's the other Autobot we're missing. So here's the Wreckers there, Shockwave, Bumblebee, the Bumblebee, Laserbeak, the Laserbeak in his main look. Hang on, there we go. The Laserbeak in its original main bird mode, but the pink Bumblebee mode here. There's my Soundwave, my Megatron, Thundercracker. Here's my Sentinel. There's my Bumblebee. Movie 3 Sideswipe. Movie 3 Prime. There's my Movie 3 Ratchet. And there's my Dino or Mirage. And there's the smaller scale Bumblebee. Now, I'll put that Bumblebee next to Optimus. There's a bit of a scale issue, whether if that is like the proper scale or this is the proper scale. There's a bit of a scale inconsistency with these movies. For example, this one's very main talked about, also debatable, that people wonder if Megatron is either taller than Prime or they're the same height, you know? Like, there's a bit of a inconsistency with its height, with the height of Megatron. So, the same thing can be argued with Bumblebee, the other Autobots that are either shorter or really short. Like, the Bumblebee there, of course, the Bumblebee there is definitely not as short. Is definitely not that shorter to Ratchet here. But sometimes Bumblebee looks like this height in the movie, and then sometimes Bumblebee looks like this height in the movie or game. So there's my Dreads. Which one? This one's the crankcase. This one's the crankcase. This one's the crowbar. The crankcase should have been a reused Berserker in this guy's paint job with the gold and everything. This guy's got the grey, see? Like, he's got like the dark bronze-ish grey. He's got a much brighter color. So, yeah. So, here's my movie 4 display, Age of Extinction. This is actually not Studio Series. These 5 Autobots, like the Drift, the Optimus Prime, the Bumblebee here, the Hound, Crosshairs. This is actually that 5-pack with the more accurate movie paint job. And this Drift is holding the helicopter blade, but as his swords, because I think these swords actually match with this figure better than those swords he's carrying on his back. But I still have those swords on his back anyway. They look so cool on them. Anyway, there's the helicopter, which is the second Studio Series Drift we got. There's the Lockdown. There's the Shadow Raider. This is not the Studio Series one. This is still the Age of Extinction release. This is not the Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee re-release with the Stinger. This one is actually on its own. This is the single, like the single release of Stinger. I might get a couple Stingers because there was a couple Stingers. Might get a couple more of the Sentry ones, KSI Sentry. I might get maybe one more of this guy. There's my Galvatron. There's supposed to be 51 KSI robots, including Galvatron here. So yeah. So here's my movie 5 lineup. Oh, I forgot to show you. So this is my Age of Extinction Grimlock, This is my Age of Extinction buzzworthy Bumblebee re-release Grimlock. I got this one only because to put in my movie 5 lineup, and I got this one to put in my movie 4 lineup. And as you can see, the height is so inaccurate, right? Because we know how inaccurate the height is. Because you may need like a core class Optimus to go with this Grimlock. You may want core class Crosshair to go with Scorn, which is the Spinosaurus. But yeah, this is technically inaccurate scale, but to me, it's not too bad. Apparently, I've just heard that Grimlock's height is no longer as huge as he looked in Age of Extinction, as he was munching on Sherman's car in the fifth movie. There's Slash. This is the Last Night Premium Edition version. So here's a mix of Premium Edition, or Premier Edition. Sorry, Premier Edition. So this is not Studio Series. This is the Premier Edition of the Last Night figure. This is the superior Knight Optimus next to the Age of Extinction and the Last Night Leader Class Optimus. I cannot wait for a recreated figure for this, but this one is gonna be the Leader Class Age of Extinction Prime and Studio Series. So I reckon they'll knock it out of the park. It's probably going to borrow some engineering from this, and maybe engineering from, I don't know, the third party lineup. Who knows? Here's my Premier Edition Megatron. There's my Premier Edition um, Barricade. My Premier Edition Berserker. This is the figure they should have used for this one, because this is supposed to be Crankcase, and Crankcase actually does not share the same protoform as Crowbar, which is this one. And yeah, I can't wait for the Hatchet one to go with the Dreads. This one's not the Premier Edition Last Night. This one is the Studio Series that comes in with the Dinobots. So there's the Baby Strafe, there's T, Baby Slug. I don't know their names, to be honest. I just know his name is T. Yeah. So here's the Mohawk, one of my favorite core class figures. Is this one's Studio Series Crosshair, as you know, because the crosshair that they used for Premier Edition was just reusing this crosshair, and they reused this Bumblebee, but they end up using that Bumblebee for Premier Edition later on. And this one is not the Premier Edition Bumblebee. This one is actually the Studio Series that comes in with this Bumblebee. This is the clunker, rusty version. No, that is not the clunker version. This is the clunker version. Sorry, that's the cleaner version. This is the clunker version. This is the one that comes in with that Bumblebee here. So yeah, I got Hot Rod, of course. I am so happy I didn't buy that Premier Edition Hot Rod. Technically, I could never find it, but I'm so glad that I never end up getting it anyway, because this is actually a much better figure. I think some collectors not a big fan of this figure, but I like this figure. I really appreciate this figure. I really do. This is the Studio Series. This is the Studio Series Martin S, or whatever this car. It's the James Bond car, but it's the James Bond car. I can't remember. It's a Martin, right? Martin S or something. But this is the Studio Series. You could call it Studio Series re-release Cogman figure. So I think that's all my last night stuff. So here is all my Bumblebee movie stuff. So I don't have Sunstreaker and I don't have Shockwave. They're still coming. I don't have them in pre-order yet. I'm probably just gonna go get them when they come out. I just pre-ordered some Star Wars stuff because it's May the 4th. So where to start? Uh, so here's this one is Thrust. We got Thundercracker. I'm actually surprised that this one's Thrust and not Acid Storm. And it's surprising that this is based off the Thrust from Armada anime, which I thought was interesting. There's my Starscream. Here's my Soundwave. He's got Ravage in there. Here's my... Well, I've got this Shockwave, but it's not... This is the core class Shockwave. I do have that one, but... And and you know what? The reason he's here next to Thundercracker, and if you just put it like... he looks like he might be far away. You know? It's just a little illusion that I got. It's this little idea of an illusion I thought of. So yeah, here's my favorite Megatron. This is probably the best Megatron we'll ever have for probably a long while. This is my favorite Megatron out of the movies. I hope this will be the design of the character in maybe the next movie, the G.I. Joe one. Who knows when that's coming out? 2025, 2026. I'm not sure. So I'm hoping we'll see Megatron as a tease in the G.I. Joe crossover. Here's my Ironhide and Ratchet. Yes, that's Ironhide. That's Ratchet. Ironhide does not look like this. He looks like this. Ratchet looks like that. He does not look like that. Okay? And yes, they share the same mold together. They share the same protoform together. I've got my Cliffjumper there. I've got RC. I've got Wheeljack, Brawn. This is not the buzzworthy Bumblebee. This head came from the Jeep Bumblebee. But he looks better without the mask anyway. I might get the buzzworthy Bumblebee, but I may not even open it out of the packaging, to be honest. There's my Prime. Believe it or not, this is actually getting a re-release. You can pre-order it now in EB. I don't know if you... Or you can pre-order it now in EB and Zing, but I don't know if it's there on JEB. And it's good that they're re-releasing this figure, because this figure came and went. This was hard to get. I got lucky grabbing this one from Target before they took that off, before Target was like shut down in Townsville. Oh, I moved out from Townsville, but Target is just not where it's at. Not where it's at as it used to be. Here is the Jeep Bumblebee, right? See, he's got his mask, and he got his head. But the mask on this actually looks much better than it does on here. I mean, I like that they made the heads interchangeable. I thought that was amazing that they did that. So here's Shadow. Here's Dropkick. That's the helicopter one. That's the jet one. The reason I have this one in robot mode is because I think that's the closest thing to be the main look of the character. Even though the head is inaccurate, this one's got the more accurate head. This is the car mode of Shatter, Dropkick. I got them chasing after the Clunker Bumblebee. That's the clean one. I think this is the S That's the Studio Series 18 Bumblebee. And I think this is the 24 Bumblebee. Well, this one's 25. And this one is actually the original Bumblebee from... This is actually the original Bumblebee from the first movie lineup. But because I got the clunker version there, I've decided to put the clean one here. Because in the film, he was clean in that movie. And I'm keeping it in the robot... I'm keeping it in the vehicle mode. Alright? Alright. Last but not least of the movie lineup. So here's my Rise of the Beast collection. So there's my Rise of the Beast Optimus, there's my Wheeljack, there's my Bumblebee, my of course Mirage, and RC. This is all 5 of the main Autobots. I hope we get Stratosphere. He'd be like a... I see Stratosphere to be a commander class. And I think they should make him a commander class. Because I feel like maybe he might be bigger than Jetfire. This is the leader class. I would suggest commander class for Stratosphere. Because I want him to be huge at least. Okay? Not just for the robot mode, but the plane mode. You want him to look like that you could fit the Autobots in. And if they would, which I don't think they will, because they just recently did that with the Cybertron mode Wheeljack, where Bumblebee fits inside him. The Cybertronian Bumblebee fits inside the Cybertronian Wheeljack. Like, that's amazing. I wish you could they might. I don't think they will. I don't think it'll work. Unless you make Stratosphere like a 3-in-1. So he'll be like robot mode, jet mode, playset mode. If that's ever possible, it might happen. I don't think it will. It'd be cool if they did, but I don't think it will. I do have a Noah on the way. I think the jet mode on that thing is kind of stupid, but it is what it is. Yeah. Here's my Maximals, my Rhinox, Primal, Air Razor, and my Cheetor. I'm so looking forward for an Ape Link to come out next year. Like, we've been waiting for Ape Link since like a year ago, and we're finally going to get one probably towards the end of this year, towards 2025. Here are my Terracons. There's my Scourge. There is Battle Trap. And last but not least, Nightbird. I've got 2 Freezers, because Freezer was more of an army builder. Because we had 2 Freezers in that museum. I mean, maybe one was Freezer, the other one was Novaka, whatever his name was. I cannot remember his name, but I've got him in pre-order at the moment in pop culture. I do have 3 Scorponok. I got 2 in Scorpion mode, and I decided to have one in robot mode. I'm thinking about getting a couple more Scorponok and have like different variation like looks for the robot modes. There is a green one coming out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember his name right now, but there's a green one, and I think there's a red one that... No, I think we're getting the red one first, and then we're getting a green one. Because the mainline version had the green one, didn't it? But that too was called Scorponok. Who knows? But that's all my Transformers movie collection. The movie collection. I'll give you a quick look on my my core class. So here's all my core classes: my Skywarp, Thundercrackers, my Starscream. There's my G2 Megatron. There's my Shockwave, my Energon Megatron, my Bumblebee, Optimus Prime. That Bumblebee. That Optimus was that 2-pack. That Bumblebee and the Spike, I guess that's technically a 2-pack too. There's the original Prime, there's the original Megatron, there's the I think these were Studio Series, if I'm not mistaken. I think these were Studio Series. The Ironhide and Ratchet and more of the Dinobot. I got the Dinobots. I'm only missing Snarl and Swoop. There's my Hot Rod. I think that the Iron... I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure this one and that one are Studio Series. I'm pretty sure they are. Ignore my Hero Factory. I'm not showing that now. So, yeah. And there's the Ark. I've put the Ark there because I think... Pretend the Ark is far away because that thing is huge. Like, that's not actual accurate size anyway. But yeah, it's not accurate. It's not accurate size to the Ark. I don't have the Nemesis, but I will anyway. So, that's all the Transformers movies I'm just going to show. I will show my other collection later. So, that's all I got to share today. I will show... I'll show my G1 though later. So, that's all I got to share. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.